Hi, Ingrid.
Hi there.
We got a few questions this month. The first one, we've done a lot of work on care progression and throughput over the last year or so. Can you tell us what's going on with all of that and where we could go if we had questions or ideas?
Yeah, so in the fall last year, we did a 6-week pilot. I think it was around October, regarding the discharge pathway and making sure that we had really clear understandings of the roles and responsibilities of the care progression team, both for medical and for logistical progression. So that's like the care of the patient medically, and then how we logistically get them home. In December, we spread that, so it went to all the areas at St. Luke's East. And even since then, we've continued to refine that process, and opportunities continue to exist. There are lots of people that are involved in the discharge pathway, though, more than care progression, more than the provider, more than the bedside nurse. And so we developed a monthly throughput committee that gets together and talks about, reviews the data, kind of looks at where we're doing well, can say where we need to develop initiatives or do some work to refine the process. That committee's been around for quite a while, but we have representation across all the different disciplines. So yeah, if an issue came up, I think it would be really specific to what that issue was. I'd recommend you go first to your manager to make sure that they understand kind of what you're experiencing, to see if it's something if it's people specific or if it's process specific. And then, your manager could certainly take it to that throughput committee so that we could work together and figure out ways to improve our processes.
Thanks. Okay, our next question is about smells. We know that here in the hospital we have a wide array of smells, and it sounds like there have been a lot of smells lingering in the hallways and in patient rooms. Staff are bringing in their own sprays. They're wondering if we can get some kind of Lysol spray or something that we can do to help with our smelly situation.
Yeah, so springtime is a time when everything blooms and starts, but it is also that humidity time, and certainly smells can develop. I will let you know that we did just recently place charcoal filters in all the air handlers, which can really help eat up the smells when we're recirculating air. So hopefully you've noticed a difference in the recent past. And then the other thing I'll just say is that we shouldn't be using home air fresheners at work, and we need to be a little bit careful with the amount that we're spraying, just because we have seen that actually set off smoke alarms at other entities, and I would hate for that to happen here. Usually it's in a smaller space like a bathroom, but we should still be using hospital-approved sprays and deodorants. And if you're noticing something, that would be a great time to put in a work order, ask for facilities to come take a look, because sometimes those smells can indicate something bigger going on.
Thanks. Can you tell us just what else is going on around here? We had some visitors lately. I know there's been a lot of work being done on the building. Can you tell us about those things?
Yeah, so last week we had a visit from the State Department. They came in and did a survey. It was a conditions of participation survey, so really looking at nursing services and consent, lots of things there. That's particularly special and stressful for nursing, because it really is just focusing on the nursing care that's being delivered and not necessarily any of the other disciplines to the same degree. It was a 4-day survey, which is their typical duration, and then they had a 5th day that was virtual, which again, that's a pretty heavy deal, a big lift, even compared to our TJC triennial. I'm pleased to share that we didn't have any recommended citations that came from that, and in fact, when they did their exit survey, they specifically called out and said that we provide, quote, excellent care and have excellent nurses. I thought that just was a really beautiful tribute, and I wanted to say a personal thank you to anyone who helped either facilitate or participate in that survey. It's a lot of time when we already have a lot of things going on, and it's incredibly important, and I think it is always nice to sort of pause and reflect on those things that we've done really well, and this for me was truly a beautiful representation of something we performed very highly at, so way to go, team. Yes, work on the building. So we, as you recall, had a little bit of an issue with our electric stuff in our power plant December of last year, and we've been waiting for 18 months for those replacement ATS to come in. We did a shutdown last weekend and then the weekend before as well, and we have permanently replaced now our automatic transfer switches that power our building. What that now means is that our building is substantially more stable and secure. We have 2 different power lines feeding our building, and hopefully we'll not have to experience anything like that anytime soon on the electrical side. But I know that when we have the shutdowns and we talk about maybe it's going to get warm, all different things, I think these both went pretty well because we were able to plan ahead and hopefully that's stabilizing. The security arm. So we have, the new security arm that's being placed in the back employee parking lot, and it should be done sometime in May. I've received a million questions about that arm and all the things about it when it's being finished, and what if I'm late, and what if I don't understand how it works, or just a lot of different things. And I wanted to assure you guys that we will complete it in May and then send out information about it, whether that's an FAQ or an email, so that you know what to expect before we go live with it. And it should be sometime in May. So be on the lookout for that email, and be looking forward to having a more secure place to park.
Thanks, Ingrid.